Hey guys, what's going on? It's General Vader coming at you in my annual conclave of the coolest YouTubers. As you know, I am the coolest dude in the galaxy when it comes to Star Wars updates, and I'm here with my crew. Let's start off
Hey
with
guys,
Yeah.
what's going on? It's
let's start
General
off with
Vader
Donkey
coming
Punch.
at you in my annual
What's
conclave.
up? Hey guys.
Hey
It's your
guys,
boy Donkey Punch 69. And I'm having a hard time, and this is definitely not hype right now, guys. But hey, man, click that like and
yo,
subscribe button, and
yeah.
it's in my bio.
What do you do, man?
I'm a fast food reviewer. You know, I drive my car into fast food restaurants, and I order the food, and then I eat it, and I record myself eating it, and that's what I've been doing with my life.
Man, you seem like you got it all figured out, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
Next up, we have Nom Nom Rachel.
What's up, guys? How's everybody feeling today?
Good. Hey, Rachel.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I've just been like super busy getting takeout from our local restaurants to try and vlog as much and as best as I can during this time of crisis.
Absolutely. Like and subscribe. Up next, your favorite buddy. Oh, I get to play on words. That is totally it's tight. It's tight. I guess I should say it's lit.
Huh?
Yeah. That's you. Happy
Me?
birthday. Yeah, it's your Super Bowl today, bro.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Anyway, Tootie Tang, what's up, my girl?
Hi, General Vader.
Hey guys.
I'm just, I'm just sitting here playing euchre as I usually do. I do have my stats up and ready in case you need my credentials, just to prove that I am the #1 euchre player in all of frickin' Michigan.
Man, that is so interesting. Next up, we have Monty.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Monty here. I
Monty.
review airline food, but I can't fly right now because it's very unsafe during COVID, and I haven't flown yet. Well, I did fly once, but it was September 9th, 2001, and I haven't flown since. It was a flight from Florida to Flint on Hooters Airlines.
Oh,
This is the picture I have from it.
Condolences, man. Condolences. Like and subscribe to you and your family, okay?
Yeah, like and subscribe, baby.
Yeah. Up last but not least is I ain't ashy. What up though? Dipset.
How you doing, General Vader?
Good.
How you doing,
good.
General Vader?
So what's up?
Oh, you know,
what's up with you? Why don't you let the people out there know what you're about?
Oh, I'm like the best blogger of lotions out here. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just got the Gold Bond cocoa butter on my skin right now, and like look at these knuckles. Like look how shiny these knuckles are.
Those
Like
are
look
super
at that.
moist.
Man.
I know. Don't you want to get punched by these knuckles? Like, don't you?
Yes.
Donkey.
Beat my ass. Beat my ass.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So once again, we're here together to just do a little cross promoting, synergy, all that, organic grassroots shit, like subscribe,
Organic grass.
we're doing stream bombs, we're doing takeovers, we're doing tweet storms, all the hip things that kids are doing nowadays. Let's talk about some of our projects we going on. I have been editing my own version of Star Wars Clone Wars, interjected with footage from the Rise of Skywalker. I mean, there's nobody in the game doing this right now. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, Rise of
lit.
Yeah, I mean it's lit. Like Rise of Skywalker was a perfect movie.
Are we talking about the anime, like the first animated?
Yeah,
Clone
man.
Wars,
I'm
or
doing
the second one.
No, I'm doing
or
the first one, man.
movie?
Where it's like a Roger Rabbit thing. It's like, oh, is it anime? Is it real people? Is it both? I don't know. Like and subscribe. Donkey
Hell
Punch.
yeah.
Wow, I'll definitely like on that one.
Yeah. So what else you guys got going on? Hit me up.
I've been making 10 GoFundMe's. I'm probably gonna do another one tonight.
All right, man. Like and subscribe. Like, what are you doing social media wise? Are you like running up and coughing on people? Are you pranking your family? What's the hot stuff going on with you? You got to be doing more than just being a victim. You know what I'm saying, Monty? No offense.
Yeah, I know you're saying. I've been tormenting some families. I've been sleeping at people's houses I don't know. I just walk in the door and I take naps.
You are hilarious, Monty. Man, smash that
Yeah.
motivation.
Speaking of
I'm a funny boy.
motivate, I have been taking this time to actually get motivated because, like, as you know, like a lot of like the, the underscoring of my euchre approach is that it's like, you have all of the calls that you need to make on the hands that have been dealt inside of you. So I've just been taking this time to get a lot of like, introspection and take a lot of self-awareness.
Yeah, sorry they canceled your appearance on Ellen DeGeneres. That would have been huge for your career, Maybe...
That was going to be a turning point, and Vader, I placed quite a large bet on my future on that happening, and it didn't. And well,
I thought they didn't play.
Tang's got to think of something else.
I thought they didn't play euchre for money.
Well, that's what I didn't realize.
Mm-mm.
So there's no money in it.
So what food are you eating, Rachel?
Just like local places, truly just trying to like try all the pizza around here.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love pizza? And
well, not to interrupt, but I heard Donkey Punch is not wild about pizza. Is this true? I mean, that seems to me like the core fast food, like it's part of the fast food pyramid.
No, yeah, man. It's like that kind of food is too ethnic for me, too spicy. And I just want to say, like, Rachel sounds hot as fuck, dude. And that's something that I would have said before this plague had made me realize that I've spent the last 6 years of my life promoting this poison, telling people it's okay to eat this poison and give it to your kids and making a big joke out of it.
Man,
drunk in the parking lot, and Ellen is a terrible person, DeGeneres.
Oh, like man, you are so funny, Donkey Punch. That's what I love about you, man. Like, it's
yeah,
I think he's funky too, though.
Yeah,
I would say that he's funky.
Yeah,
he's
ashy,
a funky boy.
Ashy, where would you rate him on the ashy funkiness scale? 1 being chalk and 10 being cocoa butter.
I guess I'll rate him. I guess I like a cocoa butter, not a cocoa butter, but a cocoa butter. Just a cocoa butter.
So Donkey
That's
Punch,
good, Donkey Punch.
Yeah, you maybe you can let Ashy punch you.
I called myself Donkey Punch 69. I've never been with a woman. I've never even kissed a woman before.
Awesome.
They're beautiful, man. They're beautiful.
What am I doing?
Remember, guys, like and subscribe. Hey, guys, and we're out. Scene. And welcome to Boxed In with Friends, guys. This is our 4th episode. Hopefully, there's no echoing. We are Nick Crestwood, myself, Tony Augusti, Kate Holmes, Sweet Katie Seamus.
Sweet Katie Seamus.
Yep, Kyle O'Neill, Andy Mann.
What's up?
And definitely not Ashy Jake Russell.
Anything but Ashy.
Yeah, Jake, can I do an elbow check on you real quick? Can you flash something?
Elbow check?
Yeah.
Man. I'm pretty ashy in this bitch.
That's very method.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I respect that. That's super method.
Yeah, so yeah. But my knuckles are straight, you know what I'm saying?
That reminds me of the last time we hung out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want this crap anymore.
So yeah, what's up to everybody watching? I see Kate has already answered some people in the chat. And,
somebody messaged, "Don't catch you slipping." No, guys, listen to how white I sound when I say these things. Okay, don't catch you slipping, yo. This ain't homerphilia, bro.
Yeah, sorry, Laser. We had a problem with OBS, which you probably don't care anything about, but there's a function in here to change the title, and I did. And then when I started streaming, it was the homerphilia thing. So apologies to homerphilia. I don't know. They're fine with it. But anyway, you could, so in fact, my Laser, I'm a fire, and you did catch us slipping. Speaking of sounding very white.
You're so white, Tom.
Yeah. So this is just a weekly thing where we get together during these normal and untroubled times to just talk to one another, do a little improv. Tonight we have Anthony Douglas, a registered nurse, a friend of ours, who'll be on shortly, and and we'll be taking your questions. So we can see the chat. Laser's asking a lot of questions, and I'm here to answer them.
What up, Laser?
Yeah.
What's up, Laser?
And also later
is that Laser from American Gladiators?
It says my Laser, I'm a fire.
Really?
Yeah. Probably. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it was him. On the bottom of the screen, you can see our Zoom address. You can, if you have Zoom, you can just copy and paste that or click on that. Let me post it in the chat here while there's an awkward silence.
How's everyone doing?
Oh,
Chilling.
I went to the
Managing?
grocery store. Yeah, I went to the grocery store today, so that's always a thing.
Did you go down one way down the aisles?
No.
I didn't
they
either.
have one-way aisles?
No, but I've only been going to Trader Joe's. Shout out to Trader Joe's.
That's where I went. Right here.
A fantastic job. They only let in so many people. It's like super clean. They're very well stocked.
Did they give you?
But I got like. Go ahead.
Oh, did they give you like wipes like in the line here? That like when I was waiting to get into Trader Joe's, they gave like disinfectant wipes to everyone in line.
Oh, really?
No, they sanitize. Before they give you a cart when you're allowed to go in, they sanitize it for you.
Cool.
That's nice.
That probably makes even more sense. I feel.
Yeah.
And then but then it's like I got like a lot of groceries, and I bring everything out individually and wipe it all down. So it's like a whole fucking ordeal.
Yeah,
it is a big deal.
I've been walking around in my neighborhood just in circles.
Yeah, we have the park out front, and I've just like literally walk in a circle through the sidewalk.
Yeah, I've been walking my dog and talking to people.
Boss.
Yeah, boss. He's looking at me now. He's like, "Why are you sitting there and screaming?" And just
get him in here.
Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
I feel bad about this one kid in my neighborhood. She lives across the street. She's probably like 5 or 6 years old, and I walk past her house every day, and she lives right across the street from her brother and sister, and so they're always like the brother and sister are always playing across the street, and the other girl can't play with them, so she's just sitting there like watching them play.
I'll play with that little girl, Tony. You better play with that little girl.
I let her pet the dog, and I'm like,
yesterday.
That's nice.
Yesterday on my walk, I did like 3 laps. So on the 3rd lap, I was coming around, and the whole time there was a little girl. There's like a baseball diamond, and there was a dad and a little girl, and he was throwing the ball to her, and she was hitting it with the bat. And then when she would miss it, she'd pick up the ball and she'd throw it herself and hit it. So on my 3rd lap, when I was walking, I waited until she hit the ball, and then as soon as she hit the ball, I started clapping. And she like turned around and she started smiling and she started laughing and like was like so like pumped. And it like made my day. And I like she couldn't see me smiling back at her because I had a mask on, but I like waved. I waved and I kept walking, but it was like one of those moments where I was like, that was nice.
This is actually a perfect picture because like while you're saying that, I'm just looking at Nick's screen with the hearts floating above your head.
Yeah. I think for me, the hardest thing is how to fill the fucking time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like what do you do to fill all this time?
Well, you have 2 kids. I would feel like your day is like jam-packed.
What they did is now they're being homeschooled, but their school sent home tablets for them and the teachers are teaching them.
Oh wow.
So they're in their rooms literally from 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sue the school.
Sue the school. Kate, tell them you'll see them in court.
Yeah.
Don't let them get
So they're in their rooms with their tablets from like 9 a.m. to 2 and I don't see them. So it's kind of okay. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is that like the only reason I wake up is because I stopped sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't have to get up.
I know it is.
Wow, man.
Really deep and dark. Man.
I like our reaction is
I hear that, buddy.
Yeah. I feel like all of our reaction, like we all just laughed.
Damn.
Like asshole. That was real, and we just laughed in his face.
No, I got plenty of stuff I'm working on and stuff to do, but I'm like, no, there's no urgency to get up.
Speaking of stuff you're working on, our hot topic this week, I believe, was OnlyFans.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Kyle, did you get that set up yet or what?
My OnlyFans account?
Yeah.
I would if there was a market, you know?
Should we explain what that is for
Yeah,
people
Nick.
who don't know what
Yeah.
it is, like me?
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
me
know
too.
what that-
Like, y'all,
Yeah.
so
Go ahead,
I
Kyle.
have an idea.
Oh, I mean, Kay would correct me if I'm wrong, but OnlyFans is a site where
Caitlin knows.
What?
No,
I know what it is too.
Of course
I know
Jake
what it is
fucking
too.
knows what it
it's
is.
a site where people can sell their nudes, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, but I wasn't
I don't
sure.
know what that was.
I wasn't sure
And you can-
because I've heard of it, but I wasn't sure if it was just like selling nudes or like if
I,
people are
I'm not sure if
legitimately-
there's more to it than just nudes or not.
like if
I
they're
feel like
legit.
that's it.
Well, I wonder if there's like legit celebrities that like they sell more access to their fans. You know,
Yeah.
like
I
Taylor.
think
no
so.
idea. But my
It's
thing
more-
is, I like 100% support it, and I would sell my nudes if there was a market for them.
Hmm.
But as someone who sometimes likes to receive nudes, it's nicer when the person wants to send it to you. Not I've never paid for them.
Everyone send Kyle your nudes.
Everybody
Yeah.
send
Send
Kyle
your
nudes.
That's what I want. And that's why I brought this
send
up.
your butthole pics to Stan Meyer last week's guest.
So,
Here-
so Kyle's gonna start a reverse OnlyFans, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
where
get
you
nudes sent to
people
him?
pay me to look at their nudes.
yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
It's in, but like the thing is, like I feel like if I was to ever do it, it would be like a
They
serious, like
watch you look at them.
it'd be like a serious fetish thing. Because I feel like the only way to really make money is to stand out in this world.
Hmm.
So you'd have to find like some really specific kink. I feel that like a group of people share and just really
Yeah.
hone in on that.
Niche, really
Yeah.
niche.
Yeah.
What's an
Yeah.
example kink, Kate? Obviously, not a kink that you have. But
I don't
what
know,
else?
someone who likes to stick heels of shoes up their buttholes, something like that. Like something
seems,
real
that
specific.
seems real.
Yeah.
That seems very real, Kate.
That
It is
was-
re- well,
that's
let me
totally
tell-
real.
I tweeted a couple years ago a joke about I need to pay bills, looking to sell feet pics, hit me up. And I did get like 3 DMs from people that were like, yo, you still want to sell feet pics?
And
I mean,
so-
that seems like
and that's
an
how
easy-
you funded your move to Michigan.
There is weird markets. I had a friend who was a male, and he on Craigslist he found someone that he could sell his cummy underwear to.
Oh, you know, that's like the most disgusting way to describe it. You know, because it sounds like gummy, just cummy, and it makes it sound like it's still wet. Ugh.
Cummy underwear. Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway,
Yeah.
that
Your friend's a goat.
yeah.
Your friend's a goat, Kyle.
Yeah.
And that was hot topic or slightly damp topic, I guess, of the week.
I still don't have my answer.
But can I tell you guys something kind of funny though? Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
cummy has been my favorite word this week. I've been using it constantly.
I've never heard it.
I didn't either, but one day it just came out of me.
You never heard the
Yeah.
word
Cummy. Cummy?
Cummy.
Like-
Not I think if I ever heard cummy either.
I don't think I have.
Oh, I use it all
As
the
an
time.
adjective.
Yeah.
Oh, I use it.
Little-
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
get this
perfect
little-
transition.
It,
bring
it
on
rhymes
our
with
guest.
cummy.
Yeah,
All right, Tony's done with it. Tony's done.
And I'm gonna
No,
vomit.
Tony, we need to talk about cummy a little
Yeah,
bit longer
a little
before we
bit
introduce our guest.
It's so disgusting.
What about when you refer to your cum as my cummies?
Oh.
Cummies.
Roll for that. But
Cummies or those cummies.
Cummies.
People,
The
I didn't
cummies.
invent this.
Now I'm
Those
imagining
cummies
a candy
on my
called
little
Cummy
tummies.
Bear. Nick, you're hot. You're hot. All right.
Okay.
Without further ado,
Mm.
please welcome our guest. He is a improviser from the Detroit area, but he's currently working in New York in the epicenter of the coronavirus as a nurse. I'll admit him because it'll take a little while for his audio to join. Please welcome Anthony Douglas, everybody. Guys, welcome him. Oh my God.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Thanks for joining us.
So happy to see you all. Oh my God, Andy, look at you.
Oh, there he is.
Hey,
Hi, hello.
Hey.
Hi.
you look great. How you doing?
Thanks. I'm feeling pretty great.
Okay.
I just got in from a pretty long bike ride. So you know, city bikes that they're in Detroit now. I've seen them.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're giving like 45 minutes a day for free to healthcare workers.
Awesome.
So I've been using that since
Oh,
I didn't
that's
bring my
nice.
bike out with me.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, anybody watching, if you want to leave a question in the chat or just shout out please feel free. I'm sure Anthony would like to hear it.
Yeah.
Lauren Dupree says hi right off the bat. Miss you too, Lauren.
Hi,
Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Anthony, before we get too deep into this, have you used the word cummy?
Coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, like cummy on your tummy.
CUMMY.
You have?
Yeah.
Or IE.
Oh,
I think it's a Y.
Of course,
Yeah.
at the bedside, as always.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I could see it with a Y.
We just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was our
that's
topic,
important.
So why don't you tell everyone watching a little bit about what you do as a nurse in New York these days? Like what department maybe, or
Yeah, so I work in the intensive care unit at the adult intensive care unit at Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital, which is in the it's in Manhattan on the Upper East Side, and it specializes in treating cancer. So all of our patients are very at risk for doing poorly with COVID-19 because of their, we would call it a comorbidity of being cancer, and you know that people with cancer and other diseases like diabetes, hypertension, obesity, they do less well than the regular population when they get COVID-19. So my role there is I'm a bedside nurse, and before Corona started, I was taking care of, just your regular ICU cancer patient, and now I'm taking care of your COVID-19 patient who was being treated for cancer up until they got hit with Corona.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
And how many, like on your typical rotation, like how many patients do you oversee?
Yeah, so I'm very lucky that we have really great staffing and very strict high standards at Memorial Sloan Kettering. So I always have only between 1 and 2 patients that I'm devoted to for an entire 12 to 13 hour shift, sometimes 16 hours lately, because, it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you, how has that been on you? Like because I assume this is probably, how long have you been a nurse?
I've been a nurse for about 6 years.
Okay. I would imagine this is probably the most intense period of your career that you've gone through. Is that fair to say?
In some ways, yes. None of us obviously have dealt with the pandemic, and in nursing school, we do prepare for it in as much as we know that it could happen, and there have been other pandemics through history, but nothing to this scale. And no one who is alive right now and working through this has ever dealt with something like this.
Yeah.
The way we're dealing with it. So we don't have guidance. So because we don't have guidance, we are coming up with things and making discoveries and making policies and protocols as we go along. And those change daily. So there's a lot of reading of emails to do. It was scary at first because we didn't know if we had enough PPE to protect ourselves.
That's personal protection equipment for people that don't know.
Oh, okay.
And at my hospital, we do have that PPE, and we always really have it since the beginning.
And you haven't had any shortages of like equipment or ventilators? I know that's a lot of talk you hear.
We have not.
Okay.
We have not. Here's something that I think is really important that I wanted to make sure I had the chance to tell everyone is that this is the first time that the public is really being able to see what doctors and nurses who work in hospitals actually do. And these challenges and these very hard shifts are something that doctors and nurses have always been doing since any of us have been alive. In my entire nursing career, a lot of my shifts have been just like I'm seeing those shifts be now with COVID-19. Mm-hmm. The only difference being is that instead of having your occasional one patient who's in isolation precaution with, because they have a communicable disease that can be transmitted airborne. So we put on all the same protective equipment that we would have been putting with COVID-19. You would be having entire shifts like this and then coming home and no one ever knew it, because there are other diseases that are spread just like Corona that have always been around. And we've been dealing with that. And what nurses and doctors go through in the hospital on a regular basis is what the public is seeing now. but because more of the public is at risk of becoming a patient or having a loved one be a patient, it's now exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel
Are
more?
you-
Go ahead, Kyle.
I was just gonna say, like, do you find that this is more emotionally tolling on you than it was before?
Yeah, it's incredibly emotionally difficult now, and it is harder because we're seeing patients who do have cancer, at least where I work, right, and who may have been just trucking along just fine in their cancer treatment and doing well, and then
Yeah.
you know, and that makes it worse.
And so, like, without violating, HIPAA laws or anything, but I'm sure people have been lost, in this fight on the shift. And as a nurse, I'm sure you have experience with that, but to see it on such a scale, and like an unprecedented scale, how are you dealing with that emotionally? Are you able to leave it at the hospital, or do you take it home with you?
I am able to leave it at the hospital, and that's something I've become good at, is separating my emotions. And certainly I'm just like everyone else. So I have shifts where I want to go, after I walk out of a patient's room, I have to go to the break room or to the bathroom and cry. And there are shifts where I come home and I have to drink half a bottle of wine to wash away that stress. The hardest things, though, that I've experienced emotionally in regards to what I'm seeing with this pandemic are when I've seen other healthcare providers become either sick or die. Like, we had a nurse at a local hospital in Manhattan, a 40-year-old healthy man, get an exposure to COVID-19 at his hospital, and he died. Okay, and he did not have any other conditions before that. And then my mom, my brother, my dad back in Detroit all got sick with COVID.
Oh, they did?
Oh, wow.
And they're doing great now. They're fantastic.
Good.
Wow.
I got a text from my brother while he was sick. I got a couple of messages from him saying that he was having difficulty breathing and shortness of breath. And of course I was just terrified.
Sure.
Yeah. When it became that personal, where with someone I love, that's when it was more hard.
Yeah.
So does your brother live with your parents? Is that how they all three?
That's right. Yeah, they all live together. My dad got it first.
Do they work in the healthcare field, any of them, or?
No, my dad's a truck driver.
Okay.
And he finally went back to work. And by the way, my mom wanted me to tell you all that and I'm a vegetarian, so I'm not trying to condone eating of meat.
Yeah.
But a lot of meat processing factories and distributors in Michigan are being shut down for the next few weeks. So there's going to be a shortage of your carne.
I've heard that.
Yeah, like I know Smithfield in, I forgot what state it's in.
To expect it.
Maybe Arkansas, but a big pork processor has been shut down. I know they have a lot in cold storage, so I don't know, but yeah, I've been hearing the same things.
Is that in Michigan?
No, Smithfield's in another state, but they supply like 5% of the nation's pork. But again, I've been seeing other people. I'm a big meat eater, if you couldn't tell, and I've been hearing different stories about, because they have like a lot of reserves and things like that. But I don't know. Now, to fill people in a little bit on your story, you were working as a nurse in Michigan, and when after starting improv, you wanted to pursue your career, or pursue that aspect of your life. And so you became a travel nurse, which is what brought you to New York. So do you, I don't know if that's a fair question, but did you have feelings about, because in all likelihood, right now you're in the epicenter, of the world in terms of COVID cases. And if you were in Michigan, you'd probably still be under a lot of stress, but it probably wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like the intensity of New York. Where you were like, oh man, what was like? Did you ever have second thoughts, like, why did I come here? Or are you?
Oh my God. So I had been doing a lot of stuff, staying very busy.
Yeah.
Pursuing a career in acting and in comedy when I came out here, and I was doing it all the time. That was full time. When I wasn't in the hospital, I was devoting myself to that. So it was on a Monday, I had my first, I got called to do my first professional audition, and I did my first, with a real life casting director. and who had met me before in a workshop, and she saw that I submitted to something, and she was like, heck yeah, come in. I think this would be interesting for you to do. Later that week or at least midweek, they're like, hey, everyone, by the way, fair warning, by this weekend, we're going to be on quarantine and shelter in place. And so, and just like that, you saw everything shut down. The places that were having workshops and acting classes, all the theaters, like that week, everything just like domino effect closed down. So I did go through a period where I was starting to go through a mourning and a loss of not being able to train and not take classes and not getting to do improv or do anything. It was hard. It was very, very painful.
And what theaters were you studying at? Was it more than one, or? So
I was for improv. I took a course at UCB. I did intro to improv level 1. It's like everyone who goes through it, you have to like start at 101 unless you train like at IO.
Yeah, that's how most places are, right?
Yeah, even
Everywhere in New York like that.
Have you stayed in touch with any of your classmates through all this, or like are there any? Because I mean, a lot of theaters, like including Planet Ant, whose channels we're on right now. Shout out to Planet Ant. People are trying to do things. You know what I mean? As you can see, with varying amounts of success. But I mean, but they're trying. You know, yeah. But my question is like, are you like, what do you do to decompress besides wine, like in terms of comedy? Is that just completely shut down for you, or are you trying how do you get away from all this?
I use my Instagram stories to like just to be creative and do little characters or just be funny and play with my own self. I find what is amusing to me in my own environment because I don't have someone else to riff with, and I riff off myself.
Okay.
And that's been the only thing to satisfy me, really.
Ooh, I love self.
I should say you're part of I should say you're part of the Gay Agenda with Kyle and Sam Meyer, who was our guest last week. And you guys can catch the first.
We collected them all.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons of your show are on YouTube, right?
thegayagendashow.com.
Okay. And what has it been like being? I know you said morning, like, and that's part of why you came on. Is like improv. Have you replaced that with something, or you're just like watching more TV? Or because for me, I find I watch like a lot more TV and like YouTube and stuff because I don't have improv and live streaming. You know.
Well, I got really into this one show on Netflix called Elite, but it gets really dark and it stays dark permanently. So but I have I'll show you. I just have spent my entire time working out here, like when I'm not at work.
Okay.
And I do prefer to be at work during this pandemic. My happiest days are actually when I'm at work because at least I get my mind off of things.
Yeah.
But this is my little home gym. I've got like kettlebells and a mat and the resistance stuff. And so I
Are you by yourself or?
I've got 2 roommates.
Okay.
I was gonna say that's a pretty big place.
I know. I was like your little place. I was
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. Came here. I'm like $30,000 a month. Rent by myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful
shit.
place. My roommate Paulo decorated it, and this is my favorite picture in the.
Oh yeah.
So are you living in the Upper East Side then?
I'm in Hell's Kitchen.
You're in Hell's. Okay, so it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right by time, like a block from time.
Do they work in the healthcare field or no?
No, one of them works at Google, and the other one is a kindergarten teacher.
Okay.
At an elite academy for like these are going to be future CEOs. And it's amazing to listen to him teach because he's been doing it from home every morning.
Yeah.
He's great with those kids.
Does he wear a monocle and speak in a British accent?
When he's with the kids, he does.
Yeah. Now, how do they feel about having you in the apartment because you work?
Yeah,
I've heard some healthcare workers have faced discrimination or people saying they shouldn't come home because of the risk.
I'll tell you what. At first, it was they were afraid. They were definitely afraid of me, and I knew it. and we would talk about it at work with, amongst the coworkers, that we could tell that roommates and family were kind of afraid to be around us.
Yeah.
I had my roommates would stand far away when I would come in, or they would just disappear altogether.
Oh,
Yikes.
Yeah. And I knew that we talked about it eventually, but because, I have a lot of information about this, and the biggest piece of information I have is technically I'm safer to be around than a member of the general public, because the hospital is really the safest place to be. Because it's just incredibly clean. Right? I've never seen a hospital be so clean in my life, and we're
really?
well protected.
And
I have a hot.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have a hot tip for you, because my best friend's in New York too, but she's upstate, and Airbnb right now, there's something like 100,000 hosts that are offering places for free for medical professionals if they need some place to be safe away from their families. So, I mean, if it does come down to it, check that out.
Thanks. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't get to scare to scare your roommates. So there's there's upside and downside.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot for being on. I know you've been missing improv a lot, and that's part of why you wanted to come on. Why don't we try a scene?
Yeah.
And then who wants to be in this week?
I'm gonna step out because I gotta pee.
Okay. Yeah, same. I really have to go pee.
Okay.
I'll stay in.
All right. Before you leave, Caitlin, give us a suggestion for a scene. Give us the location, not Corona related.
Location, a park.
A park. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hey, you.
Hey, boy.
Hey, is somebody who called me boy?
I called you boy.
Oh my God. Well, you're lucky I can't come over and beat the shit out of you.
Because you're in that cage?
Yeah. Stupid quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't need to be in a cage. You chose that.
Well, it's a metaphor.
Talking about it for weeks.
Well, I'm a performance artist, guys. Okay, this is what I do. I mean, this is probably the work of my lifetime. And you're just sitting there on the swing.
Have you had to switch to Venmo pages for tips?
We wanted to talk to you about your performance art. It's getting out of hand.
And it's unsafe.
Yes. And it's freaking people out.
Yeah, not to mention it just plain sucks, man.
Everywhere we go, you show up in a cage.
Yeah.
Maybe people need to be uncomfortable. Maybe they need to be scared, okay? You ever think about that? That's why I'm in this
I know
cage.
I'm uncomfortable being your mother. I know that.
Well, I'm uncomfortable being your son. Thanks for supporting me, Mom. You joining the hecklers? You know
what?
Well,
they called me. They called me. They called me.
Concerned. We're all concerned.
Think about
your mother and I did not spend thousands of dollars for you to come out here and do this.
So what, you infantilize me? You call me boy, Dad? Thanks a lot. This is you. This is the summation of my feelings, Dad. I'm living inside my childhood.
Here we go.
You're not my boy? You're not? You're a big hotshot now, living in a cage, doing art?
Look, I went to Vassar, Dad, okay? And I paid my own way, except for the money that Grandma left me, which is most of the tuition. But
I'm getting beat up at school because of you.
Look, I never wanted to have kids, Billy. You should know that.
Man, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you did, and I'm your kid, and I'm in 9th grade, and I'm getting beat up because my dad's always in a cage.
Why can't you take care of my grandson? I didn't want to raise any babies. I was done raising you. Why I got to raise another baby? Why?
Yeah, did a shit job doing that, Mom. Yeah,
Billy has lost a lot of teeth.
Billy?
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
Why can't you just take improv classes like the rest of the people who suck? Just go take improv classes. Why does it have to be this derivative performance art? I feel like it's 1979. Watching you in that damn cage.
Improv classes are everywhere now.
You guys.
Yeah, son. That's how.
I'm not about.
Son,
theory.
That's how I met your dad.
What?
I said that's how I met your father in the improv class. You are an improv baby.
You never told me Del was an improviser. Mom.
Well, now you know.
Yep.
Look, we're giving you an ultimatum. All right. Either you stop your dreadful performance art, or I'm not going to be your best friend anymore. Parents are going to disown you.
I'm going to disown you as a cousin.
I just want to be supported, guys.
And I'm going to go live with mom.
Oh, shit.
Look, being straight with you is supporting you.
Fine, I'm coming out of the cage. There, you happy?
Yeah, Dad, that feels better.
That's what we want.
Yes.
Give your son a hug.
Yeah, give me a hug.
All right.
It's been months.
Come here, hug me, son. No,
I
that's the
also
wrong
want-
direction, son. God, you're dumb.
It was the right direction where I
Yeah.
could see it.
Yeah, for me, it was the right direction.
Well, it's the wrong direction from my viewpoint, and that's the only viewpoint that counts.
That seems
Also,
abusive, Dad.
I lent you $10,000 so you could buy that vintage Harry Houdini magic trick cage, and I'd like you to sell it and give me that money back because you obviously didn't make $10,000 doing performance art.
Yeah, and Dad.
Sorry, I don't want to make this about me.
And maybe this year
It's a lot of money.
we can go on a different vacation, not just to Houdini's grave in Queens again.
Dad, can I borrow $10,000?
Don't give him shit. Don't give him anything.
Dad,
Hell no.
you can call me
Part of-
boy, okay? You can call me
I
boy.
wouldn't take it if I knew it came from.
I'm going to call you boy, whether you let me or not. When you start acting like a man, I'll call you man.
He calls me man
Yes, I do.
because I'm Grandpa's little man.
This might be a really good idea to let you know that I'm selling Young Living essential oils now. And if any of you need any, let me know. I can sell it to you for the wholesale price. Otherwise, you have to pay retail.
I want to smell some. Do you have
What's
anything?
that?
Do you have anything we can smell?
Yeah, like a
There-
sample or.
Yeah, if you could, I have them in the breakout room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there a
Dad,
smell?
can I have some money for oils?
Is
What's
there,
that?
Is there an oil that can make me forget I have a son?
Yeah, there's lots of oils
Dad.
that play on the memory.
I'm gonna go live with Grandpa and Grandma.
And
Is there an oil?
All
Oh
right,
my
guys.
God.
Yeah, I know. These are strange new days, guys.
Yeah, we're working out the bugs.
You know, we'll get it
Oh.
one of these days.
Yeah. Maybe not,
Anthony,
but it's okay.
Anthony, does that make you feel sadder or happier having gone through that?
I feel like I'm gonna rip my skin off after that.
Oh, then we did it.
Out of joy, out of happiness.
You call
You're
you
ripping
call
stuff out of happiness.
you call Tony a boy.
But then he was my dad, so it all worked out.
Yeah.
I only call that out because I thought it was Jake that said it.
No, I-
And then Anthony
no,
was
I
like, it
didn't.
was me. I was like, oh boy, here we go. You know what? All improv should be like this. We should do a scene and then just break down how terrible it was afterwards.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. I think we invented a new form, guys.
I feel like we've already been doing that.
I thought it was a pleasure
Yeah.
to watch you.
We'll bring the green room
Oh, you-
conversations to the
Wait,
stage.
Nick said he liked the scene. That's a rarity. Usually,
It was nice to watch. I mean, I didn't like what I did so much.
No, I did not like what I did.
Yeah. You guys,
Regardless of how the scene went, I'm still having a good time with you guys.
Yes,
That's
Me
all
too.
that matters.
I'm having a good time with you guys.
And,
You guys are really something, you know?
and we're glad.
You guys
are off.
And we're glad
Something.
Anthony can be here with us.
Anthony,
So
thank
glad
you so much.
and honored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously, there's I to every nurse and person I know in the medical field and working at a grocery store, anything like that, like thank you doesn't even feel like it's enough or can give it
Yeah.
justice. So
Yeah.
it's truly not an easy thing. And
Heroic.
and we
Yeah.
realize you have to do it because
Yeah.
this country stinks.
When it comes
Yeah.
down to it, I think all of us who work in medicine, we're really in love with being able to help people and make their lives better. And it's hard to go to work a lot of times, and it's often like thankless work.
Mhm.
But like it feels like the encouragement and the support that have been coming from everyone in the world right now, like it's just done so much to people who are at the bedside day in and day out.
Yeah. Anthony, I always thought you were like a super positive like person that always made me happy when you were around. And I bet like the people that you're like treating right now feel that too. And I think that's really special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
You have a great energy around you.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that.
What's
Hell
your
yeah.
what's your Instagram, by the way, if people want to follow you?
Yeah, so you can look up my name, obviously, or you can also put in my current screen name, which is Quarantine and the City.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit!
I couldn't believe I got it because
Yeah, that's surprising.
That's a good one. Yeah.
yeah,
That's good branding.
with it, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, stay
Yeah.
safe. We're all, thinking about you and pulling for you, and we're glad you could spend some time with us.
Yeah.
Thanks. I love you all.
All right.
Love you,
too, man.
Anthony.
Thank
too, man.
Amazing.
Bye.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take it easy.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
Bye.
Aw. Guys, my favorite part of these shows have just been seeing people that I haven't seen in so long.
I
Yeah,
know.
same.
The best. It's
Pretty
the
nice.
best feeling.
It's not the improv?
No.
But we killed it. Okay.
My favorite part of going to
I'm
the
talking
ad
about
was never-
myself. I
Talk
felt I did a
about-
bad job.
Talk about how bad it is immediately after. We can do this like after the stream is over.
That's- but also, I believe in honesty.
I mean-
So
I
as you
mean,
guys know.
Sure.
I do too, but I mean, come on, man.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Wow, Nick Cresswood is telling me to be more positive. I know I have hit the
Let me say-
absolute nadir.
Let me say something about that though, because like Nick is like the most humbling person, because sometimes like I'll feel really good after a set and I'll be like, yeah, fucking crushed it. Yeah, that was so good. And Nick will be like, guys, that was shit, huh? And I was just like, oh, okay. I guess
Well,
so.
I will say that Nick and I probably share our views are closer than people might think. It's just I'm more internal about it usually. So when he tells me to like give it a rest, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I am having a lot of fun, But also, I can see the comments. So while we were doing this, I saw 3 comments that says, "What is this?" Then it said, "Split the team to fight," which is a good improv principle. And then just, "Oh my god!" So I don't know what to make of that.
Who said
Is it like a good, oh my God? Like, oh my God.
Oh my god.
What do you think, Kyle?
Oh my God, I'm all
Was it
cummy.
split the team?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
all
it's like, oh my God.
coming.
I'm
Oh
all
my
coming.
God, there's so much coming at me. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Too much cum. I need to get my stomach pumped. I need to get my stomach pumped because there's too much cum.
Like Rod Stewart.
Yeah. I like when.
So,
I still didn't get my OnlyFans question answered.
Well, first, go ahead, Nick. What were you gonna say?
it's gone now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck you, Kyle.
I love you.
How
God
dare
damn
you.
it.
I love you. I'm in love with you.
What were we talking about just now?
We were talking about Cummy, and I was like, when Anthony said
That's
his
right.
mom really wanted him to share this, I'm like, oh my God, should you just hear our conversation about Cummy for like 5 minutes? I'm like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we
It's
were
hard.
talking about the comments, the chats.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
comments.
Anyone
Oh, my
say
God.
hello? Who
Oh,
are these people? Is it people we know?
well,
or
Lauren
is it
Dupree
people
said
I know?
hi. Bindo,
Lauren, call
2003.
in.
Yeah, call in. I have the Zoom address up.
Anybody call in.
Yeah.
Yeah, call
that
in.
Where's
number.
Charlie?
Yeah,
Yeah, Charlie
seriously.
is
He's on the
usually-
elliptical.
Charlie isn't. I didn't see him come in on Facebook yet.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Let me see if there's
I don't
anybody
know.
in the chat. I didn't see anybody before. No, nobody. You can use that link I just put in the chat to dial in, say hi.
Don't be shy. Just click it and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Today when I was driving, because I went to the Royal Oak Trader Joe's, Anthony just said, "Come on me, bros." I
what he
passed when I was driving. I passed the Holbrook and Kniff exit, and it made me very sad.
Oh.
That's it's about as far as I get on 75 usually when I go north now.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Detroit in a month.
Yeah. I haven't really been anywhere, like nowhere near the Ant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere I've been going has been I am going towards the like Royal Oak Ferndale area, so
Yeah.
I pass it coming from Detroit, but it makes me sad.
Yeah.
Guys, my flight home got canceled, so you won't be seeing me.
Oh, it did. When did you have it scheduled for?
Was it that really
12th.
cheap one you got? Was it that one you got for $35?
Yeah, May 12th.
Yeah. Did you get your money back?
No, they just credit me. So now I have
$35.
$35.
$34.80 to be exact.
That'll be enough for one bag by the time you.
They're gonna inflate that shit.
But the stream is good. I really look forward to it every week. And you guys,
Me too.
you guys, it was great seeing Anthony.
Oh, God,
Feels
so
like
good.
people deliberately.
And next week we're gonna have a
calling in
musical
to
guest.
fuck with us. And
Wait,
they
what,
know
Nick?
that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Feels like people are deliberately not calling in to fuck with us.
Yeah.
And we know what you're doing. We know you're there.
We see people watching, you know.
We know you're watching. Just fucking click the link.
Yeah, it's
Don't
easy.
be a little cummy scaredy pants.
Yeah.
Give us
Stop
a
being-
call.
Yeah.
Stop being a little piece of shit. Make your mom proud and fucking call. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
I was talking about your kids, Kate. Like,
Oh, my kids? They're
you know who the fuck they are. They could be calling in.
Do your kids troll you all the time, Kate?
No, I troll them.
Oh, really?
Oh, all the time.
I still
Troll
want
them.
you to cut your son's hair for an episode, then we can see how that looks.
I mean, okay, we could try that out.
Yeah.
I do this every night with your son.
And Kyle, I still want to interview.
Jesus Christ.
Or I want to
Like,
see.
against his will, like he's traumatized. Like we watch this kid get traumatized on the stream.
He's already traumatized. We're all traumatized at this point.
Oh, Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna fuck him up either way.
Yeah.
I already have. He's 11.
We
He's
might as
almost
well get
already-
some viewers out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
He's more an adult than he is a kid because he's closer to 18 than he is to 1. So if I've already done the fucking up.
Is that the metric?
That's
Yeah,
the
I
metric.
know. I was like,
I've already done the fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle, I still want you because you live right now with a dog that uses a wheelchair. How's
Yeah,
what's the
yeah, but
update?
he doesn't really use it because it's like a little too small for him. So I heard they ordered him, like the foster organization or whatever, ordered him a new wheelchair.
Oh,
or
okay.
The
new
pants you
wheel.
put on him.
But yeah, we put him in sweatpants. And my roommates have to stick a Q-tip up his butt every night to help him poop.
Same.
Same.
And-
Said same.
I can't poop
but-
without a swab of cotton.
Oh.
Yeah, but the good news is I think tomorrow he has a interview with a family that will take him permanently.
Oh.
Are you a
Oh,
little
cool.
sad though?
Yeah, we'll be a little sad. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's
He wears
good.
sweatpants.
My,
I think
nep-
neat.
my nephew, cat, Nightmare Jonathan, has a bum back
Oh.
leg. So he doesn't really use his back leg. So when he runs sideways. And like when he he can kind of use it. It's like more of a tendon issue. But oh God, it's the cutest thing.
I love it.
That is my favorite name for a cat ever, by the way, which I've told you, Nightmare Jonathan.
Nightmare
Yeah,
Jonathan,
it's
yeah.
his full name is Nightmare Jonathan Taylor Thomas Jonathan.
Mm. I love it because my dog doesn't have any. He only has one back toe, so he walks all weird too, and I think it's the most cutest thing. I love little weird dogs.
Yeah.
They're my favorite.
All right. So I guess we can wrap it up. We're almost at 9:00. Stay tuned for the Ant Jam with Ellen Stakowitz at 10:00.
I heard it's going to be super cummy tonight.
Yep, super super lit.
Did you guys see all of the graphic that looked like it was the Planet Ant?
Yeah.
It was like a cartoon. It
I
was
think
so
she
cute.
I think she drew that, or Jason did, or somebody.
Did she? They're so talented.
They are. They're a power couple, improv power couple.
Oh yeah, they're like the Obamas.
Okay. I guess that's it. Does anybody want to plug anything? Or I'm just trying to hit that 9:00 deadline, guys. Why are you guys laughing? I'm just trying to move it along.
If you're interested in being a mystery guest with us one week, just let us know, because chances are we would just be like, all right.
Yeah. And next week we're starting a musical guest.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
have a musical guest.
Yes. and Graham Leslie says that is a cool graphic,
Yeah.
and I think that's to Nick.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. I don't know what he's talking about. But
Your graphic right now, it looks like little sperm swimming.
No, I think he was talking about Ellen's graphic for the jam.
Oh.
So our
I think
positive
it's
comment,
dandelions, Caitlin.
our positive
But the cummy
comment,
is cool.
Our positive comment is about another show. So what a way to end it. All right.
Typical.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week. I'll tease our guest. Someone that, should I tease our guest, Kate?
Yeah, because I think people will be really interested in seeing what this person is up to.
Yeah, this is a person that
because this person's kind of a mystery.
Yeah, they're not someone that's dialed into the internet. So
yeah.
So who knows how they're dealing? Maybe they're happier. He's happier than the rest of us.
Anyway, you just said it's a he. Way to go.
Well, we're gonna announce it. I thought we decided that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway. Thanks everybody. Tune in next Monday at 8 p.m.
Next Monday.
Yeah.
Thanks to Planet Ant. They're a nonprofit.
Yep,
donate.
Planet Ant.
Smash that like button. Smash that donate button.
Fucking like button.
Guys, like and subscribe.
Send me your nudes.
Bye.